traffic controllers. Fire who? Elon! Fire who? Elon! Fire who? Elon! I just got back from hosting a town hall, something that Republican members of Congress have been told not to do. They said they never want to hold town halls. The reason they don't want to hold town halls is because they are acting as Trump, Musk employees instead of representatives of the United States of America. So let's talk a little bit here at our own town hall about the stuff that these guys don't want to be talking about. They don't want to talk about the fact that Elon Musk, while he's firing veterans more than anybody ever has in American history, is making $8 million a day in federal government contracts. They don't want to talk about their plan to eliminate $1 trillion from Medicaid, leaving our kids and our seniors without health care. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the fact that they want to cut Social Security in order to give tax cuts to billionaires. They don't want to talk about that. But we are going to talk about it. We are going to expose them. We are going to march and chant and fight back until we stop every single one of these attacks. And I want you to know today that we've got them on the run. Just 2 weeks ago, Elon Musk spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to buy himself a Supreme Court seat, and every single one of those dollars got used against him because people said, we don't want you buying court seats, and we beat Elon Musk in that fight. And just a few days ago, a dozen Republican members of Congress signed a letter saying they're a little bit nervous about cutting our health care for billionaires. Well, we need them a little bit more than nervous. We need them to put their votes where their mouths are. If 3 of them vote with us, we save Medicaid as we know it. We save it.
I'm a 32-year veteran of the United States Army. I'm a West Point graduate. I served 2 tours in combat in the Afghanistan war. And what I see from Trump and his administration is an attack on our democracy. Myself and all other veterans, we took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. There's nothing in there that says to protect Donald Trump. The biggest domestic threat to our Constitution is Donald Trump and those that support him. And they need to, well, he needs to be impeached, quite frankly. A lot of them are waking up as their 401ks plummet, and he starts deporting people, and then starts talking about deporting American citizens. You're talking about dictatorship. And I didn't sign up for dictatorship. I defended democracy. That was my oath. So I just hope more veterans wake up and realize this. Too many of them still support him. They should not. They should recognize and remember their oath to the Constitution.
We cannot just be defenders of the status quo, San Antonio. We know way too many folks are struggling. After we save Medicaid, we've got to win a House majority and make sure we guarantee health care for every man, woman, and child in this country. We've got to take on Big Pharma so they can't keep price gouging us for medicine. We've got to take on Wall Street that's jacking up housing costs here in San Antonio. We've got to ban congressional stock trading. We've got to get big money out of politics and gerrymandering. Make sure that the minimum wage becomes a living wage here in San Antonio.
Me is just a constant attack on disabled people and a constant attack on the education system, and I just want better for our people.
Yeah, I see that. I see that everywhere. Every time they come after, they say they're going after the schools, but what they're doing is getting rid of programs.
Yes, programs that help the disenfranchised, and we really got to put a stop to it.
Do you talk to other folks like in the disability community who are watching this?
I do, and a lot of them don't have the means to get out here and fight and show what really matters. And so I'm speaking for them.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Brick by brick, wall by wall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall. This racist system has got to go! We're doing it.
I know we can do it together. And I'm not here to tell you it's going to be easy, but we have done this as a country in the past. In the 1920s, when the robber barons, the Elon Musks of their day, took over the government, enriched themselves, crashed the government and our economy, and caused the Great Depression, we didn't just give up, did we, San Antonio? No. We marched, we stood, we fought. We elected FDR president, who signed Social Security into law, created the New Deal, defeated fascism around the world, and built a government by and for the people. We did it then, we can do it again. In the 1960s, when the segregationists had a chokehold on the United States Congress, people in San Antonio didn't roll over and play dead. They didn't give up. They fought, they marched, they bled until we passed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act and created Medicare and Medicaid and Head Start all in one term. That is our legacy, San Antonio. And we had a Texas president sign it into law. LBJ. And I think we once again cannot just flip this state from red to blue, but from one that is robbing working class people to one that puts working class people first. From one that is trampling on our rights to one that finally defends our rights. There can and must be another better world on the other side of this, y'all, and you're creating it right here, right now. So don't let them make you feel powerless, guys. You are powerful. They're afraid of your power.
I think that immigrants' rights are important. Things like disability for veterans, Social Security for the elderly. I think it's so important. And if we don't fight for these things now, who's going to fight for us later, right? So yeah, I think it's important to show up, and I'm glad that hundreds of people are out here. Yeah, I hope that this movement keeps growing.
Every single one of us is an organizer. You go and you talk to those folks. This is person to person. We stop fighting just about the things we most disagree about and say only the billionaires win when they cut Social Security to give billionaires a tax cut. Only the billionaires, not you, win when they defund our public schools in order to hand out money to their cronies and to their friends. Only the billionaires win when Elon Musk fires our veterans to steal their salaries and gobble up more contracts for himself.
I never thought we'd get to this point where you have somebody in the White House telling the Supreme Court, make me. You know, Vernon is about to get primaried, so he's walking a line, okay? But his only chance of staying in office is if he starts to represent people. Because if all he's going to do is to represent the MAGA, believers, he's not going to win. They're going to vote for Paxton. And Paxton is a nightmare. I think that there are a lot of people who are being hurt by what's going on. And the more they push it, the more hurt people are going to be.
Policies that have been put forth, they've been hurting my family, my community, my neighborhood, the city. And so I put impeachment, removing and abolish, because his policies are not helping the everyday man. They seem to be more geared to billionaires. That's why I put the org. It eats men and children and women. And I put his cohorts, those who follow without really knowing how it affects others, except that they get money. And so I brought this because I'm sick and tired because of what they were doing, without consideration how it affects our lives, our families, our homes. And they don't see that. They live in their mansions and their BMWs. We don't. We need to eat. We need to pay bills. They don't get to do that.
We are all organizers today. Organize your workplace. Organize your neighborhood. Organize your chapters of all the organizations you represent here today. San Antonio is a stronghold. And if we win here in San Antonio and win across Texas, then we can create the kind of Democratic Party that stops thinking small, stops thinking incrementally, past the kind of bold change we had under FDR or LBJ. You can create that here in Texas, because I don't know about you, We do not need 4 more years of these last 80 days, and we do not need 8 more years of J.D. Vance after that. We do not need that, y'all. Can I get a hell no? Can I get a hell no? Then let's organize. Let's fight San Antonio. Believe in one another. We can do this. Let's get marching.
All it comes down to, the government's just lying to you. They're being assholes. That's really what it is. They're just being dicks to people. They're deporting people without due process. So enough is enough. You gotta come out here. You just gotta protest, because at that point it's just your civic duty. Because you can keep bitching all you want to yourself or on the computer, but